Pause, Archangel Michael has a message for you. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this, because this moment right here is not random and your heart already feels it, even if your mind is trying to catch up, and I need you to hear this slowly and deeply, because this message is for you, yes you, the one who has been feeling tired in a way sleep doesn't fix, the one who has been questioning signs, timing, people, and even yourself, and before you brush this off, pause again, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because Archangel Michael is stepping forward in this very moment, not loudly, not forcefully, but with a calm authority that cuts through confusion, fear, and doubt, and he's saying you didn't come this far to miss this message. You didn't endure everything you endured just to stop short of your breakthrough, and if you've been feeling an unexplainable pressure lately, like something is about to change, that's because something is about to change. And this message is arriving right before it happens. Listen to this, this message is for you. You've been protected in ways you don't even realize. Doors that didn't open were not rejections, they were shields. People who walked away were not losses, they were removals, and your heart needs this right now because you've been blaming yourself for things that were never meant to stay, and Archangel Michael wants you to know that what felt like delay was divine timing rearranging itself in your favor. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because the universe has been trying to get your attention through repeated numbers, through dreams you can't shake, through sudden memories, through that gut feeling you keep getting when you think about a certain person or a certain decision. 11 keeps showing up when you're doubting yourself, 222 appears when you're questioning a relationship, 444 surrounds you when you're feeling overwhelmed. These are not coincidences, these are confirmations, and this message is for you because you're finally awake enough to notice them. Your spiritual awakening didn't happen overnight. It's been unfolding quietly, gently, through emotional triggers, through moments of solitude, through tears you couldn't explain, and your heart needs this right now because you thought something was wrong with you, but the truth is something is activating within you. Listen to this, don't scroll, because soulmate energy is involved in this message, and whether you're single, separated, healing, or waiting, there is a deep soul connection tied to your path, someone who feels familiar even if you haven't met them yet, someone who is being prepared just as you are being prepared. And if there's a person who keeps appearing in your thoughts without effort, who shows up in dreams or songs or signs, that's not random, that's resonance, and Archangel Michael is saying timing matters more than desire, because meeting too early would have broken what is meant to last. So pause, breathe, listen to this. This message is for you. Your heart needs this right now because you've been wondering why love hasn't unfolded the way you expected, and the answer is protection, not punishment, alignment, not absence. And here's where the energy shifts, because something hidden is coming into the light, a truth you've sensed but couldn't confirm, a feeling you've had about a person or situation that made you doubt yourself. Archangel Michael is cutting through illusion right now, exposing what no longer serves you, and that's why you felt emotional lately, that's why old feelings have resurfaced, that's why you felt the urge to withdraw, to reflect, to reassess. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because clarity is coming, and with clarity comes peace, but before peace comes release, and your heart needs this right now because letting go feels scary when you don't know what's replacing it, but what's replacing it is stronger, safer, and more aligned with who you are becoming. Listen to this, this message is for you. You are not behind, you are not late, you are right on time, and the reason this message feels intense is because it's meant to interrupt your doubt, meant to pause your fear, meant to remind you of who you are at a soul level. Archangel Michael is standing guard over your next step, but here's the cliffhanger, because the next step still requires your choice, and you're approaching a moment where intuition must be trusted over logic, where courage must speak louder than comfort. And don't scroll away now, because the next phase of this message will reveal exactly what you need to do when the sign appears, exactly how you'll recognize it, and exactly why this moment, right now, is the turning point you'll look back on and say, that's when everything changed. So pause, stay here, listen to this, because your heart needed this right now, and what comes next will make sense very soon. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you stayed until now, that alone is a sign, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize, and Archangel Michael wants you to understand something very clearly before anything else unfolds. This message is for you because you are standing in the space between who you were and who you're becoming, and that space feels uncomfortable, confusing, emotional, even lonely at times. But don't scroll. Listen to this, because that in-between space is sacred. It's where transformation happens. It's where old versions of you dissolve so a stronger, wiser, calmer version can rise. And if you felt like you don't fully fit where you used to belong anymore, that's not rejection, that's elevation, and your heart needs this right now because you've been trying to hold on to familiar things out of fear, even when your soul has been quietly saying, it's time. Listen to this. This message is for you. The heaviness you've been carrying lately isn't meant to break you, it's meant to slow you down so you finally hear what you've been avoiding. And Archangel Michael is gently but firmly saying that the universe has already removed what you kept asking for clarity about, even if you didn't notice it yet. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the signs are becoming louder now. People are revealing their true intentions, situations are exposing their cracks, and conversations are happening that feel charged with emotion, and that's not chaos, that's truth rising. And your heart needs this right now because you've been gaslighting yourself, questioning your intuition, wondering if you're too sensitive or overthinking. But listen carefully, your intuition has been accurate this entire time, and Archangel Michael is validating what you felt in silence, the uneasy feelings, the sudden distance, the moments where your energy dropped around certain people. Those were warnings, not weaknesses. And don't scroll. Listen to this, because protection doesn't always feel gentle. Sometimes it feels like disruption, sometimes it feels like endings, sometimes it feels like emotional exhaustion, but all of it is guiding you away from what would have cost you your peace. Listen to this. This message is for you. You're being prepared for a level of love, abundance, and alignment that requires discernment, and that's why you've been tested. That's why temptations appeared right before breakthroughs, that's why old patterns tried to resurface, and your heart needs this right now because you passed more tests than you realize, even on days you felt like you were barely holding it together. Archangel Michael saw your restraint, your silence, your decision not to react the way you used to, and that matters. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because soulmate energy is intensifying now, and it may not look the way you expected. It may arrive through healing before reunion, through distance before connection, through self-love before shared love. And if you've been feeling an emotional pull that doesn't make logical sense, that's soul recognition, not obsession. And Archangel Michael is saying patience here is protection, because the bond forming is meant to be stable, safe, and spiritually aligned, not chaotic or draining. Listen to this. This message is for you. Angel numbers are showing up again because you're approaching a decision point. 555 appears when change is unavoidable. 777 shows up when you're spiritually aligned. 111 appears when your thoughts are manifesting quickly. And your heart needs this right now because what you focus on next will shape what enters your life next. Don't scroll, listen to this, because there is a door opening that looks ordinary at first, a conversation, an opportunity, a message, an invitation, but behind it is a major shift. And Archangel Michael is asking you to choose courage over comfort when that moment comes, even if your voice shakes, even if your heart races, even if you're unsure, because clarity follows movement, not waiting. Listen to this. This message is for you. You are not meant to stay small to keep others comfortable. You are not meant to dim your truth to avoid conflict, and you are not meant to carry burdens that were never yours, and that's why emotional release has been happening. Sudden tears, deep sighs, moments of stillness, those are energetic resets, not breakdowns. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the next phase of your life requires a lighter spirit, and Archangel Michael is helping you drop what you can't take with you. But here's where it gets important, because the universe is about to test your trust. Something will happen that challenges your faith in timing, in people, or in yourself, and your instinct may be to retreat, to doubt, to close your heart again. But listen carefully, your heart needs this right now. This is not the moment to go backward, this is the moment to stand still and remember everything you've learned, because what comes next depends on how you respond, not on what happens. And don't scroll away now, because the final part of this message will reveal why this test is actually the confirmation you've been asking for, why the delay is about to make sense, and why Archangel Michael is asking you to stay open just a little longer, because what's coming is worth it, and this moment, right now, is preparing you to receive it. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you've made it here, there's a reason your spirit wouldn't let you leave, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, because Archangel Michael is bringing you to the turning point, the moment where things stop feeling random and start making sense, even if only just enough to keep you moving forward. And listen carefully, this message is for you, because you've been standing on the edge of something new while still carrying the weight of what almost broke you, and that tension you've been feeling, that pressure in your chest, that quiet knowing that something is about to shift, that's not anxiety, that's anticipation. And don't scroll, listen to this, because the universe has been rearranging itself around your courage, not your fear, and every time you chose not to give up, even silently, even exhausted, even confused, something aligned in your favor. And your heart needs this right now because you've been underestimating how protected you actually are. Archangel Michael wants you to know that battles you never saw were fought on your behalf, conversations were stopped before they reached you, harm was diverted, delays were placed exactly where they needed to be, and that's why certain things didn't happen when you begged for them to. Listen to this, this message is for you. What you thought was the universe ignoring you was actually the universe insisting on something better. And now you're entering a phase where discernment becomes your superpower, because not everything that looks good is aligned, and not everything that feels intense is love, and your heart needs this right now because you're learning to tell the difference. Don't scroll, listen to this, soulmate energy is circling closer, but before union comes recognition. And recognition starts with you finally seeing your own worth clearly, not through pain, not through rejection, but through peace. And if you've noticed that chaos no longer excites you the way it used to, that emotional roller coasters feel draining instead of thrilling, that's growth, that's your nervous system healing, and Archangel Michael is saying this is how you know you're ready. Listen to this, this message is for you. The next connection that enters your life will feel calm, grounded, safe, and that might feel unfamiliar at first, because you're used to intensity being mistaken for passion. But don't scroll, listen to this. Peace is not boring, peace is secure, peace is where real love grows, and that's why the universe has been slowing you down, pulling you inward, asking you to sit with yourself. Because self-trust had to be rebuilt before shared trust could exist, and your heart needs this right now because you've been afraid that choosing yourself would cost you connection, but the truth is choosing yourself is what creates the right connection. listen to this, Archangel Michael is also warning you gently here. Because as your energy rises, not everyone will be able to come with you. Some people will feel uncomfortable around your clarity, some will test your boundaries, some will try to pull you back into old patterns. And don't scroll, listen to this. This is not because you're doing something wrong, it's because you're doing something different, and your heart needs this right now because you don't need to explain your growth to anyone who benefits from your self-doubt. Silence is strength now. Distance is wisdom now, and peace is the new priority. Listen to this. This message is for you. Angel numbers are increasing because manifestation is accelerating. Your thoughts are landing faster, your emotions are shaping outcomes quicker, and that's why Archangel Michael is asking you to be mindful of what you repeat to yourself, because the universe is listening closely right now. Don't scroll, listen to this. Replace, what if it fails, with, what if it works. Replace, I'm behind, with, I'm aligning. Replace, I'm not enough, with, I am becoming. And your heart needs this right now because words are spells, thoughts are instructions, and belief is the bridge. And here's where the energy sharpens, because a moment is approaching where you'll be asked to act without full confirmation, to trust without proof, to choose without guarantees, and that moment will feel small, almost ordinary, but it will echo loudly later. And Archangel Michael is saying when that moment arrives, don't rush. Don't panic, don't overthink, just pause and listen to your body, because your body will recognize truth before your mind does. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the sign you asked for won't come the way you imagined. It won't be dramatic or obvious, it will feel like calm certainty, like a quiet yes that doesn't need approval. And your heart needs this right now because you've been waiting for external validation to move forward. But the next step requires internal permission. Listen to this. This message is for you. You are stepping into a timeline where effort feels lighter, where doors open with less resistance, where support appears unexpectedly, and that doesn't mean challenges disappear, it means you're no longer facing them alone. Archangel Michael is walking with you into this next chapter, but don't scroll away now, because the next part of this message will reveal the final layer of protection being placed over you. Why certain people will resurface briefly, and how to recognize the moment when your life officially shifts into alignment. Stay here, listen to this, because what comes next is the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you are still here, it means your soul is leaning forward, and your heart needs this right now more than words can explain. And Archangel Michael is stepping closer, not as a distant symbol, not as a story, but as a living presence in this moment, saying this message is for you because something has just been sealed around you, something unseen but powerful. A layer of protection that changes how life can touch you from this point on. And listen carefully, because what you are feeling lately, the sudden calm after chaos, the strange emotional quiet, the sense that certain worries no longer hook into you the way they used to. That's not numbness, that's shielding. And don't scroll, listen to this, because you are no longer as accessible to negativity as you once were. The things that used to drain you, confuse you, or pull you into emotional spirals are losing their grip, and your heart needs this right now because you spent so long being open, understanding, forgiving, even when it cost you peace. And Archangel Michael is saying that season has ended. Not because you hardened, but because you learned. Listen to this. This message is for you. The universe has watched you choose growth even when it hurt. Choose silence over reaction, choose healing over revenge, and those choices activated protection that cannot be undone. And that's why certain people feel distant now, that's why conversations don't flow the same, that's why some doors feel permanently closed without drama. Don't scroll, listen to this, because those doors didn't close to punish you. They closed to preserve you, and your heart needs this right now because part of you still wonders if you did the right thing walking away, setting boundaries, or saying no, but Archangel Michael wants you to know that what left your life recently would have eventually cost you your self-respect, your energy, or your future. Listen to this. This message is for you. You are being guarded during a sensitive transition, and during transitions, the universe becomes very selective about who and what has access to you. That's why solitude has felt louder, deeper, even uncomfortable at times, because isolation was required for recalibration. And don't scroll, listen to this, because solitude is not punishment, it's preparation, and your heart needs this right now because you mistook being alone for being abandoned, when in reality, you were being repositioned. Listen to this, Archangel Michael is also revealing something important now. Because not all threats come as enemies, some come as familiar faces, old habits, comfortable distractions, or emotional nostalgia, and that's why you felt a strange pull backward lately, memories resurfacing, people reappearing, thoughts saying, maybe I should try again. But don't scroll, listen to this. This is not a sign to return, it's a final test of clarity, and your heart needs this right now because the universe is asking, do you trust what you learned, or will you abandon yourself for familiarity? Listen to this. This message is for you. If someone from your past re-enters briefly, it's not always for reunion, sometimes it's for closure, sometimes it's to show you how much you've outgrown that version of yourself, and Archangel Michael is saying observe without attachment, feel without reacting, remember without reopening wounds. Don't scroll, listen to this, because soulmate energy is still present, but now it's changing form. It's less about longing and more about readiness, less about fantasy and more about alignment, and your heart needs this right now because the love coming into your life will not require you to shrink, chase, or prove yourself. It will meet you where you stand, and that's why patience has been required, because anything rushed would have required compromise. Listen to this. This message is for you. Angel numbers are still appearing because the universe is marking milestones, not destinations. Each number is a reminder that you're walking correctly. Even when the road feels quiet, and don't scroll, listen to this, because the quiet phase is where strength consolidates, where confidence roots itself, where self-trust becomes unshakable, and your heart needs this right now because you're about to enter a phase where your reaction determines your reality. Small choices carry big weight now, words spoken carry more energy, intentions manifest faster. And Archangel Michael is asking you to move with awareness, not fear, presence, not urgency. Listen to this. This message is for you. If something doesn't feel right in your body, you don't need more proof. If something feels calm and expansive, you don't need permission. And don't scroll, listen to this, because your intuition is no longer being trained, it's being activated. And here's the cliffhanger you need to hear. Because soon, very soon, you'll notice a moment where you would normally overthink, hesitate, or doubt, but this time, you won't. You'll feel steady, grounded, almost surprised by your own calm, and that moment will be the sign that the protection has fully settled, that you've crossed the threshold, and Archangel Michael wants you to remember this feeling when it happens. Because the next part of this message will reveal what opens after protection is complete, why your life is about to feel lighter, and how to recognize the exact moment alignment turns into momentum. So pause, stay here, don't scroll, listen to this, because your heart needs what comes next. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you're still here, it's not because you're curious, it's because your soul recognizes the truth in these words, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, and Archangel Michael is guiding you into the phase where protection turns into momentum, where survival turns into flow, and where the effort you've been pouring into healing finally begins to return something back to you. Listen to this. This message is for you. Because lately you may have noticed something subtle but powerful. Things aren't fighting you the way they used to. Problems that once felt overwhelming now feel manageable, conversations resolve more easily, delays shorten, and even challenges feel different, less personal, less heavy. And don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the sign that alignment has begun, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly and steadily. And your heart needs this right now because you spent so long believing life had to hurt to be meaningful. That struggle was proof you we're doing something right, but Archangel Michael is saying ease is not laziness, ease is alignment, and you are finally in a season where the universe responds instead of resists. Listen to this. This message is for you. Opportunities will begin to show up disguised as simple choices, not grand miracles, a yes instead of a maybe, a conversation instead of silence, an invitation instead of waiting. And don't scroll. Listen to this. Because these small openings are how big changes enter your life, and your heart needs this right now because you've been conditioned to overlook gentle blessings while waiting for dramatic rescue, but rescue isn't coming. Relief is, stability is, consistency is. Listen to this. Archangel Michael is also reminding you that momentum requires movement, not rushing, not forcing, just showing up honestly as you are now, without pretending to be healed, without hiding your growth, without shrinking to be accepted. And don't scroll. Listen to this, because the version of you that is emerging doesn't need approval to exist. And your heart needs this right now because you're learning to trust yourself again, not the old way, where trust came from control, but the new way, where trust comes from presence. And that's why your intuition feels sharper, clearer, quicker. You sense things before they happen. You know when to speak and when to stay quiet, when to move forward and when to pause. Listen to this. This message is for you. Soulmate energy is shifting again, and now it's less about yearning and more about recognition. When the right connection approaches, it won't feel like chaos entering your life. It will feel like calm arriving, like someone who doesn't interrupt your peace but adds to it. And don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you're tempted to chase, to overextend, to prove, that's your sign it's not aligned. The right bond won't trigger survival mode, it will activate safety. And your heart needs this right now because love is not meant to feel like a test you keep failing. It's meant to feel like a place you can finally exhale. Listen to this. Archangel Michael is also preparing you for visibility, because as momentum builds, people will notice, your energy will shift rooms, your words will land deeper, your presence will feel stronger, and not everyone will celebrate that. And don't scroll. Listen to this, because some may question your changes, some may minimize your growth, some may say, you've changed, as if it's a bad thing. But your heart needs this right now because you didn't grow to remain understood by those who only knew your pain. You grew to meet a higher version of your life. Listen to this. This message is for you. Stay grounded during praise, stay humble during progress, stay soft during success, because momentum can tempt ego just as much as stagnation tests faith. And Archangel Michael is reminding you that alignment is maintained through gratitude, not fear of loss. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because the universe is watching how you receive blessings now. Do you brace for impact? Or do you allow joy without suspicion? And your heart needs this right now because allowing good things to happen is a skill you're still learning, but you're learning fast. Listen to this. This message is for you. The next few weeks will bring moments where you'll catch yourself smiling without a reason, feeling hopeful without evidence, calm without explanation, and those moments are confirmations that you've crossed into a new energetic lane. But here's the cliffhanger you need to hear. because momentum doesn't peak all at once. It builds, and soon you'll be faced with a choice, not between good and bad, but between familiar comfort and aligned expansion. And don't scroll away now, because the next part of this message will reveal how to recognize that choice when it appears, why it may scare you even though it's right, and how Archangel Michael is asking you to respond so you don't miss what you've been preparing for all along. Stay here, listen to this, because your heart needs what comes next. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this, because if you're still here, it means your soul is strong enough to hear what comes next, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, because Archangel Michael is bringing you to the moment most people turn away from, the moment where faith is tested not by hardship, but by opportunity. And listen carefully, this message is for you, because the next phase of your life doesn't arrive through chaos or loss. It arrives through a quiet invitation to trust, and that can feel scarier than struggle. Don't scroll, listen to this, because you've spent so long learning how to survive disappointment that receiving peace feels unfamiliar, even suspicious, and your heart needs this right now because you're standing at the edge of a new pattern, one where things don't fall apart after they come together, one where consistency replaces anxiety, and Archangel Michael is saying this is where many people self-sabotage, not because they want pain, but because pain is what they know. Listen to this, this message is for you. Something will happen soon that feels good too quickly, a moment of relief, a door opening, a connection deepening, a sense of certainty settling in, and your instinct may be to question it, to brace yourself, to look for what could go wrong. But don't scroll, listen to this, because that instinct is old programming, not intuition. And your heart needs this right now because intuition feels calm, fear feels urgent, and Archangel Michael wants you to learn the difference at this level. Listen to this, the universe will not shout during this test, it will whisper, it will say, allow, receive, rest, and if you override that whisper with overthinking, you delay what's meant for you, not as punishment, but as protection. Because readiness matters as much as desire. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this test is about trust without proof, about choosing openness without guarantees, about believing you can be supported without earning it through suffering, and your heart needs this right now because you were taught, directly or indirectly, that love, success, and safety must be earned through exhaustion, sacrifice, or pain, but Archangel Michael is saying that belief no longer applies to the version of you that's emerging. Listen to this, this message is for you. Soulmate energy is approaching in a more grounded way now, and when this person or this phase enters your life, it won't chase you, pressure you, or confuse you. It will feel steady, available, emotionally present. And don't scroll, listen to this, because the test will be whether you can stay open without trying to control the outcome, whether you can enjoy the moment without scanning for danger, and your heart needs this right now because receiving safely is a skill you're still learning, but you are learning it now. Listen to this, Archangel Michael is also preparing you for a moment where you must speak your truth calmly, not defensively, not emotionally, but clearly, and that moment will determine how the universe responds next. Because alignment respects honesty, and silence in the face of misalignment is no longer protection, it's avoidance. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your voice carries more weight now, your boundaries are heard more clearly, and when you state what you need without apology, doors respond. Listen to this, this message is for you. Angel numbers may spike again during this phase, not as reassurance, but as reminders to stay present. 333 appears when support is around you, 666 when you're asked to rebalance, 888 when abundance is aligning, and your heart needs this right now because these signs are not telling you what to do, They're reminding you that you're not doing this alone. Don't scroll, listen to this, because fear will try to convince you that one wrong step will ruin everything. But Archangel Michael is saying you are too protected for that now. Your intention matters more than perfection, your honesty matters more than timing, and your willingness matters more than certainty. Listen to this. This message is for you. The universe is not waiting for you to get it right, it's waiting for you to trust enough to move. And here's the cliffhanger you need to hear, because very soon you'll be presented with a choice that looks ordinary on the surface but carries deep consequence, a decision to stay open or close, to lean in or pull back, to trust the calm or retreat to chaos. And don't scroll away now, because the final part of this message will reveal how to recognize that exact moment. Why? It will feel emotionally charged even though nothing dramatic is happening, and how Archangel Michael is asking you to respond so you don't block the very thing you've been praying for. Stay here, listen to this, because your heart needs the ending that's coming next. Pause, don't scroll. Listen to this all the way through, because if you've stayed until now, it's not by chance. It's because something inside you knows this ending is meant to land exactly where it needs to, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, because this is the moment where confusion gives way to clarity, where waiting gives way to movement, and where everything you've been feeling finally clicks into place. Listen to this. This message is for you, because the test you were approaching has already begun, quietly, subtly, without drama. And that's why it feels strange, like something important is happening but you can't fully explain it yet. And don't scroll, listen to this, because the universe doesn't always announce turning points with chaos. Sometimes it whispers them into stillness, sometimes it shows them to you through peace instead of panic. And your heart needs this right now because for the first time in a long time, you're not being asked to fight, chase, or prove anything. You're being asked to allow. Listen to this. Archangel Michael is standing with you in this moment, saying the protection is complete, the lessons have integrated, and now the only thing left is your consent to receive what's been waiting for you. And if that feels emotional, if you feel a lump in your throat or pressure behind your eyes, that's because this ending isn't really an ending, it's a crossing. Don't scroll, listen to this, because something in your life is about to feel lighter, and when it does, your instinct may be to question it, to wonder how long it will last, but your heart needs this right now because this time is different, not because life won't challenge you again, but because you are different. Listen to this. This message is for you. The version of you who once begged for signs is now becoming the sign, the calm you bring into rooms, the boundaries you hold without anger, the way you walk away without explaining yourself. That's power. And Archangel Michael is saying you no longer need constant reassurance because you've learned how to recognize truth by how it feels in your body, not how loudly it announces itself. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the soulmate energy you've been sensing is now aligning on the same frequency, and whether it comes through a person, a reconnection, or a completely new chapter, it will feel mutual, grounded, and safe, not rushed, not confusing, not draining, and your heart needs this right now. Because love is no longer something you have to chase, it's something that meets you where you stand. Listen to this. This message is for you. The next chapter of your life will not require you to abandon yourself to be chosen, it will require you to stay honest, stay present, and stay open. And don't scroll, listen to this, because there will be a moment soon. Pay attention. When you'll feel an urge to act differently than you used to respond calmly instead of emotionally, to choose clarity instead of comfort, to trust the peace instead of the panic, and that moment will seem small, almost forgettable, but it will be the moment everything shifts, and your heart needs this right now because that's how alignment works. It arrives quietly, waits for your yes, and then moves quickly once you give it. Listen to this. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you are not being rushed, but you are being invited into a life where your energy is respected, your presence is valued, and your intuition leads without apology. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the universe has been watching how you speak to yourself, how you treat your own heart, how you respond when no one is watching, and those moments built the foundation for what comes next. And your heart needs this right now because you're about to experience confirmation, not through words, but through alignment, through things working out without force, through peace replacing overthinking, through confidence replacing doubt. Listen to this. This message is for you. Remember this feeling, remember this calm, because when life speeds up again, and it will, you'll need to anchor back to this moment to remind yourself that you are guided, protected, and supported. And don't scroll away yet, because this is the final truth you need to hear. The universe didn't bring you this far to test you one last time. It brought you here to show you that you're ready, ready to receive, ready to trust, ready to step forward without fear running the show. And Archangel Michael is saying this is not the end of your story. This is the moment your story finally starts moving in your favor. So take a breath, let your shoulders drop, let your heart soften, stay open, watch the signs, and remember, you didn't miss anything, you arrived exactly on time.